Uh, Green Bay is
Man, they
alive,
look good.
right? They're alive. They listen to you, Brett. You said, hey, we got to see make some shit happen throws, make some chicken salad out of chicken shit. And man, I tell you what, Jordan Love has turned it on.
Look great. And, I think I've said this not only on your show, but in other instances, people ask me, or I like what I see. I think one of the first shows we did, I talked about how the players seem to respond well to Jordan. They look to me, an important element to success is, do the guys rally around you? Do they want to win for you? Now, I mean, they should want to win anyway, but there's something to be said about being likable, being a team leader. Guys saying, look, I jump in the foxhole with that guy any day of the week. And I think Jordan Love has shown that throughout. But the last couple of weeks, man, he's turned it on. And yesterday against Detroit, first of all, looked sort of like the Detroit of old. I mean, they've got it. It's in their hand. But yet they can't. I mean, there's still football left, but they're letting it slip away. And we had all but written the Packers off. But if you go and just look at yesterday's game, not even worry about the rest of the games that they played so far, you've got to say that Green Bay's the front runner to win the division. Now they got a little work left to do, but there's still enough time to do it. I mean, they're not out of it. I think we all said, well, at least this is a learning year, and we'll find out, who to keep and who to get rid of for next year. Now look, they're hot. I wouldn't want to play them.
You've made that point before, like you referenced. Just what do you see in a team and teammates that suggests like they want to play for this guy? Because I think in demeanor, you and Jordan Love probably couldn't be any different. He's pretty flatlined, right? It's hard to really get a read on him. Stuff goes wrong, stuff goes right. He doesn't change. I mean, how you wore your emotions on your sleeve. Like, what are you seeing in guys around him that suggest like they want to fight for this dude?
Yeah, I see him jumping around. I see him rallying to pick him up when he's knocked down after a really good play or a touchdown. The guys are eager to run over there and celebrate with him, even if he's not a celebratory person. And you're right, he's very even keel. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think wearing emotions on your sleeve, people appreciate that, but sometimes you tend to show a negative side as well. And so there's pros and cons to each. But as well as he played yesterday, his demeanor looked no different than maybe his worst game this year. And again, there's pros and cons to both, but the players know him. I don't know Jordan Love. All I know is what I see. So you don't see the locker room. You don't see the practices. You don't see the meeting rooms and how that relationship is between he and his teammates. But I can, and maybe I see things differently just because I played and been in those locker rooms. But I see something that, it's one thing to be very likable and loved and be rallied around, but it's another to win games. And I think he's shown that he can do both. And, a young football team, you take the good with the bad. A young football team is resilient, is eager, is never out of it. A tough loss, they take it hard, but the next day they're like, whatever. Whereas an old wily vet, a tough loss, it lives with him for the rest of the season. And again, there's pros and cons to both, but I think a young, athletic, opportunistic team is what the Packers are, and that's a dangerous team. So, but I wouldn't want to have him on my schedule from here on out.
I mean, I think Love was 22 of 32, 268, 3 touchdowns, no picks. His best game.
Most of his throws that were incomplete were very close, if not catchable. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse for the Lions.
How are you taking in the game? Were you watching with your family, doing the whole Thanksgiving deal?
Yeah, and I can't remember if we talked about it here. I haven't watched much football. Usually a day game, I'm outside doing something. So even if it's a great game, I'm usually not watching it. Well, yesterday, being Thanksgiving, you're kind of stuck in the house. And so I said, I'm going to watch them. And I thought prior to the game, if you'd have said, what do you think? I said, they're going to get blown out by Detroit at home.
Yeah.
Detroit's got everything to play for. I mean, this is their year. The Packers are kind of up and down. This is going to be a blowout. Right from the get-go, you could tell that this was going to be different. More like the Packers of old against the Lions. So I would have been absolutely dead wrong. But I was just not knowing a whole lot about Detroit other than their record, and they opened the season with a bang. They're eager, they're enthusiastic, and all this stuff. I was unimpressed with their defense, especially the secondary, but I was probably more impressed by the precision of Jordan Love and offense, how they just surgically destroyed the Lions defense.